Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're setting the stage for a really engaging deep dive into the high-stakes world of managing your own digital assets. We're going to be unpacking a comprehensive 2026 review from CEX.io University, and it puts a massive spotlight on a major player in the space, Bitget Wallet. So, who really controls your crypto? It's a pretty serious question, right? I mean, think about modern banking for a second. If you make a mistake, you call a 1-800 number. If you forget your password, you just hit reset. There's almost always a safety net. But the raw, unfiltered reality of Web3 self-custody, it is completely different. When you step into this arena, the training wheels come completely off. All right, here is our roadmap for today. 1, we'll meet Bitget Wallet. 2, we'll look at its features in multi-chain access. 3, we are following the fees. And 4, we'll break down the pros, cons, and some market comparisons. Let's jump right into section 1. Meet Bitget Wallet, the gateway to Web3. Okay, let's dive into this definition, because it really sets the fundamental stakes here. It's all about responsibility versus freedom. Bitget Wallet is a non-custodial wallet. Notice the key phrase here, you alone manage. Using Bitget means there is no platform holding funds on your behalf and absolutely no forgot password button to save you. If you lose your recovery phrase, your assets are gone, period. You know, you are the absolute master of your digital vault, but you're also its only security guard. But listen, with that massive responsibility comes some incredible access. Bitget Wallet connects to over 130 different blockchains. So instead of needing a separate app for Ethereum and then another for Polygon and yet another for Avalanche, you get to access this massive scale of networks all within a single interface. And across those 130-plus blockchains, Bitget supports a staggering amount of assets. We're talking over 1 million different tokens and NFTs. It's basically a unified dashboard for practically the entire Web3 ecosystem. Moving right along to Section 2, Features and Multi-Chain Access, where power meets responsibility. So let's look at the actual tools at your disposal. You get this slick multi-chain dashboard to view all your balances in one place. Need to trade? You can execute built-in swaps that route directly through on-chain liquidity providers, which completely bypasses traditional exchanges. There's also a built-in browser connecting you straight to decentralized apps, DeFi platforms, and NFT marketplaces. Plus, you get tools for global crypto payments. But remember, and this is absolutely vital, because each blockchain operates completely separately, using the wrong network chain to send an asset can result in failed transfers or worse, permanently lost funds. Because of that, you really have to be meticulous. Here's how it flows. First, you create the wallet and securely save your recovery phrase. Second, you add funds by explicitly selecting the correct blockchain network. Third, when you send or swap, you actually have to review the network fees yourself. Fourth, connect to apps. And fifth, you manually confirm every single transaction. It is a highly granular, highly intentional process. Once you tap confirm, that transaction is broadcast to the blockchain, and it literally cannot be reversed. Which brings us to Section 3, following the fees, the real cost of on-chain action. Now, holding your assets in Bitget Wallet, that is entirely free, but every single interaction you make triggers a charge. Since Bitget doesn't hold your funds, they don't charge a fixed platform fee. Instead, you pay what are known as network gas fees, and these go directly to blockchain validators. And these fees fluctuate wildly. If a blockchain is congested with a ton of demand, that gas fee is going to spike, and usually it happens right when you're in a rush to make a trade. Bitget also offers a crypto card for global payments. Let's look at the hard numbers here so there's no sticker shock at checkout. There is a $10 one-time activation fee, but thankfully no monthly or top-up fees. When you actually spend, you can expect roughly a 0.5% conversion fee to turn your crypto into fiat. If you're spending in USD, there's no foreign exchange fee, but if you're traveling or spending in non-USD currencies, an FX fee of about 1.7% is going to kick in. All right, Section 4, Pros, Cons, and Comparisons. This is the showdown. Let's summarize the core trade-offs of using the Bitget Wallet. On the pro side, you have ultimate freedom, right? Full control over your private keys, access to 130-plus blockchains, built-in swaps, and a massive gateway to decentralized apps. But on the con side, you carry the absolute burden of self-reliance. That means zero account recovery if you lose your phrase, the constant need for manual network selection, and the unpredictability of those fluctuating gas fees. So, how does that actually compare to the rest of the market? Let's anchor the differences. We've got Bitget Wallet right next to the CX.io wallet and Coinbase wallet. Look at key control and recovery for a second.
Bitget and Coinbase are non-custodial. You manage the keys and your only recovery is that phrase. CX.io, on the other hand, is custodial. The platform manages access and you can recover your account through standard verification. Now look at fiat access and network handling. Bitget requires you to manually select networks and has pretty limited direct fiat access. CX.io handles the networks for you and offers built-in buying, selling, and withdrawing to fiat. Coinbase? It sits somewhere in the middle. It's non-custodial, but with a simpler, more familiar UI. So based on the source review, what is the best choice if you're just starting out? Well, the recommendation is actually quite clear. Bitget Wallet is phenomenal for direct, unfiltered on-chain control and vast token access, provided you have the knowledge of networks and fees. But a custodial setup like the CXIO wallet is vastly superior for beginners. It offers guided fiat integration, managed access, and it completely removes the intense stress of managing your own private keys. It just dramatically reduces the friction of entering the crypto space. Which leaves us with this crucial question to assess your own personal risk tolerance. Now that you've mastered the trade-offs of Web3 storage, are you truly ready to be your own bank, carrying all the power and all the risk? Or do you prefer the guided convenience and the safety nets of a custodial platform? Because that choice dictates not just where your crypto lives, but how you'll interact with the entire digital economy going forward. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.